Hi everybody. So I wanted to come back and give you an update on what's been going on with us. So we went back for our IUI process. So I went back earlier this week on Monday on the first day of my cycle. And we had to get I had to get an ultrasound. Nolan didn't have to go. But I went back to our fertility doctor and I had to get an internal a transvaginal ultrasound on day 1 of my cycle, which I was a little bit nervous about. Not only is a transvaginal ultrasound a little bit uncomfortable, it's not painful, but it's uncomfortable. You know, they're sticking something up there, and they kind of apply pressure when they put it in there because they have to see things that you wouldn't normally have to see in a regular ultrasound or when you're getting a pap smear. So on day 1 of my period, I had to go and get this ultrasound done. I was nervous. I was nervous that it was going to be a bloodbath, TMI, but you're here because you're following my fertility journey. On day 1 and day 2 of my period, I usually have a really heavy flow. So I was nervous that during the transvaginal ultrasound, it would be like a bloody mess. I was it wasn't that bad. It was a little bit painful, but I was nervous after I got up that there would be that the doctor would be covered in blood, that I would be covered in blood, that there would be blood everywhere. Okay, that's enough talking about blood. So I'll tell you what the doctor said. So they did the transvaginal ultrasound, and he said that he saw 9 follicles on the right side, and he had a hard time seeing the left side. I'm not sure why. He said he's not concerned about it. That can happen sometimes, but that the biggest concern was whether or not there were cysts, and he said that he didn't see anything. He didn't see anything abnormal. So everything looks good. And that didn't take more than maybe 5 minutes or so. And then the nurse went through some of the medications that I would be starting this week, which is so fun. And I have to administer, that was sarcasm. This is not fun. Nolan gave me the first shot yesterday of Follistim, and the doctor said I should take 75 milligrams to start and see how the follicles mature and see if they look good on 75 milligrams, if they grow enough for the IUI. And so I will be on 75 units for about 4 or 5 days, and then I'll go back. So every 2 to 3 days, I have to go back and get another transvaginal ultrasound and blood work every 2 to 3 days. So that gives them an idea of how my hormone levels are. That gives them an idea of when that LH search will happen. And there was another hormone that they look for. Oh, and they also want to make sure that my TSH levels are doing well and staying under 2.5 since I started that medication a month ago. So the nurse, after the transvaginal ultrasound, the nurse kind of went over what the Follistim pen, I have the pen for the injection, what that will look like and how to administer it. And we watched a video beforehand. So normally they would sit down and go over all of that with us in person, and no one would be there. However, because of COVID-19, I had to go by myself, and the nurse didn't really go into details. So they had me watch a video on how to do it all at home, and then the nurse just kind of clarified a few things for me when I was in the office. So 75 units of Follistim pen, and it wasn't that bad. I was very nervous yesterday. I had a little bit of a panic attack, and I was crying, and I was so nervous. And once we did it, it wasn't that bad. I think I'll still be nervous today, but I know that it won't hurt, and it'll be very quick. The injection site is kind of, it feels kind of hot and like a burning sensation almost, right after Nolan gave me the shot. But then I was fine. I did feel a little bit of bloating, which is normal. So some of the side effects or symptoms can be sort of PMS symptoms. So anything that you would normally get during a period, which I am on my period. So I don't know if it's really because of the Follistim shot or if it's because of my period. But I did have bloating, a little bit of discomfort in my tummy area, but nothing horrible. So we'll stay on the Follistim for a few days until I go back for my second ultrasound and blood work. And then at that point, he'll tell us if he wants to increase the Follistim or if we should stay at that dosage. And then the 3 medications that I have to do, 2 of them are shots, injectables, and one of them is progesterone. So the Follistim shots I will take until the follicles mature. So it could be 2 weeks essentially until I ovulate. And then 36 hours before ovulation, or 36 hours before they do the IUI, I will have a trigger shot, which is the one that they gave me is called Pregnal, and it's an HCG shot. And that needle looks huge, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'll have Nolan do it for me, and we'll get through it, and it'll be fine. And then, so the Follistim, the Pregnal, and then the third thing is the progesterone. And that goes, I insert that kind of like you would a medication for a yeast infection. It goes inside of your vagina, and that I would take for 2 weeks. So exciting stuff happening. I'm excited that we're moving forward, but not so excited that we have to go through all of this. But I am hopeful. I feel really good. I feel good about being able to do this even during COVID-19. And today is Mother's Day, which brings up a lot of feelings and emotions for me. I already cried twice or more than twice today. Nolan came in and wished me a happy Mother's Day for our angel baby and for being a puppy mom. Yes, I am a dog mom. So I cried during that, and then I cried afterwards. I was just thinking about everything, and then I'm trying to be really mindful to not go on social media today. I don't want to be reminded every time I go on social media that I'm not a mother yet. And I don't want to see all of the posts and the congratulations and all of the flowers and gifts. And even though it's COVID-19 and I'm sure there won't be as much, I don't want the reminders. Something that I've been struggling with lately on social media, there have been these like mother challenges. I'm not sure what they're about or how they started, honestly, but it's people challenging somebody else in their life to post like, I'm a good mother, I don't know, photos for a certain number of days. And every day there's a new photo of somebody with their children. And that's not the part that is upsetting, because I'm never going to be upset about seeing somebody celebrate their children or take photos with their children or post baby photos. I love all of those. They make me feel really happy, and I take a lot of joy in seeing my friends' children and my family members' children. What is upsetting is that it's another challenge that I can't be part of, something else that I am not in the club of, another reminder that I don't have a child, another reminder that this is hard for us, another reminder of our infertility. And so I've been really struggling with that. And luckily I'm part of several infertility support groups on social media, which I really love and are really helpful. And if you're struggling with fertility, I would really recommend you joining some of those groups. It's just a really good space to vent about your feelings with other people who understand the process and who understand what you might be going through. So I am going to take the day to be with my husband, to be present, to be mindful, to be with our dogs. We had a really great Sunday service this morning that we watched virtually because of COVID-19, but it talked about hope. And so that is going to be my word for today and for the rest of the week, to just hold on to hope and hope that this IUI process is successful, and that, God has a plan for us, and that plan includes having a healthy full-term pregnancy and a healthy baby. So I will come back and give you guys an update as I go through the IUI process and fertility medications and any changes that come up.